What's up? Allegedly, we're live.
There we go. Allegedly.
Stop being ignorant. We're live.
Let's
Okay, we're on
see.
YouTube. Go check it out.
Where
Go check us out.
is it?
Where is it?
Are you logged into our account so we can...
No, I'm just. Maybe I should, huh?
You cannot
I'm
search for
just-
us. It is impossible.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah. It's metal. Yep. That's
Okay.
how it works.
All right.
Skip. Oh, yeah. Skip it.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are. To our channel. Okay, there we are.
Oh, yeah.
Live.
Live.
Okay. Copy that.
Look at how cool we are.
Fuck yeah.
Couple of
Okay.
dickheads on the
Here we
YouTube.
go.
And now you
Now-
have control of our channel page there, so
Yeah.
now you can do all
Switch
the
over here.
particulars on there and everything.
Yeah. We're doing all that right here. Put it up here.
Yeah.
We are live on our new YouTube channel. Join us.
Oh boy, what a long day. Got cooked out there.
Yeah, you did.
Going out all the way to the valley in good old J-Town.
Yeah.
And just got sunlight beamed down on me as I'm in the crow's nest above calling the game from,
Yeah.
from up top.
You sounded great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like
Just fucking fantastic.
on the other side
man.
of the football field is where I am, and
I'm all just all like, get down there to the snack shack
Yep.
and get yourself some nachos.
get yourself some nachos and Frito pies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
Musubi bowls while they still last.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty cool actually to be back out at the football field and to see everybody out there and everybody that we went to high school. Now their kids are playing football.
Right.
So it's all the same names out there on the field, the same people, and it's great.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. It was like my one burst of energy to be social. It finally came. And I went out to the football field and enjoyed myself. So you're sharing it around now?
Yep.
Alrighty.
So this is our big return to YouTube. Unfortunately,
Finally, under our own channel,
Right.
that got axed.
Yeah.
We must have done something wrong.
absolutely
something that, YouTube
sucks.
didn't
Like all of the subscribers, all of the videos, all of the content that we had on there,
everything that we had, all
just
gone.
Gone.
That's okay. It's a time to begin anew,
Yep.
to forge forward and create a new path, a new destiny of domination and control over this tiny little sliver of the interweb tubes.
Let's see. Do that. And then I'll go here. And then I'll do this. And
Fresh.
where's my shit? Let's go here. Come on. Go. There we go. Edit this. So I can tag all these people I should have tagged before I fucking posted it, but whatever. Let's see. You, Frank, you're dead. You,
Dude, that's dark.
Let's see.
You know, yeah, I mean, really, honestly, think about it. You know, it's a little
yeah,
hard.
and it.
You've lived long enough
yeah,
for people to be gone.
right. Let's see. Who else? David Sandage, yeah. David Sandwich. Let's go. Aurora. Okay, let's go. Alex. Alex would definitely. AJ, let's get him in here. Let's see. I'm just gonna tag a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Nope, keep editing. That's not what I meant. B. You know, that's good enough. I tagged a bunch of people. So there. That's it. We're doing the damn thing. So we're back to YouTube.
There you go.
I've got it all shared around. Got everything going. Hopefully we won't get kicked off of here. That would be great. And I think we're just gonna have to test the waters as we go, because we're still streaming on Facebook as well, right?
Still streaming on Facebook.
Yep.
Not much going on in Kick there. I want to take some of our stuff away from Kick.
There's Greg in the chat.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's Greg in
Kick
the
that I don't
YouTube
have to-
chat.
What's up, Greg?
Outstanding.
It's good to see you there.
Don't forget to like and subscribe down below.
What's up?
Been a long time since we've been able to say that.
But yeah, I got out. JDHS Crimson Bears football made the triumphant return to Adair Kennedy Memorial Park at Riley Ritchie Memorial Football Field and utterly spanked,
Bro.
beat the goddamn brakes
It
off
was,
of the East High Thunderbirds with a
Yep.
final score of 41-22.
Like I said, I live right on the other side of the football field, and it was every 5 minutes. Touchdown, Crimson Bears!
Yeah.
This guy, I had to listen to this asshole all day.
Years since the Crimson Bears split and they went to Thunder Mountain, and there were two football teams. And for the longest time, we also changed our name from
Yeah.
the Crimson Bears over to the Huskies.
Right.
Now, of course, I was still supporting my team, but I hated the name. I hated the feeling
Right.
that my Crimson Bears were gone.
Right.
And then one glorious day, the schools came back together and merged once again to become the JDHS Crimson Bears. And we took to the field one more time. Now
Amazing.
again, back to dominate the Cook Inlet Football Conference and take back what is rightfully ours, the state championship of Alaska.
And you guys, the Crimson Bears, they smoked the hell out of East High today too.
Yeah. Smoked
Just
them.
stomped them.
JV, varsity,
Right.
we are back.
Stars of gold on the field of blue. Alaska's flag may it be to you. The blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes and the flowers divine. The gold of the early South Tree, the precious gold of the hills and streams. The brilliant stars in the northern sky. The bear, the different shining high. The great north star will stand in light. Land and sea, a big and bright. Alaska's flag to Alaskan steel. The simple flag of a last frontier.
Oi! Yo, let's go. It's been such a long time
Fuck yeah.
since we've done that intro on YouTube, and I'm totally stoked, even though we've got like one viewer. But it's okay. It doesn't. Two people.
That's all we need.
That's awesome.
That's all we
That's
need.
really all we need. We don't really care. So check it out. We've got a lot to talk about. The race for the Alaska governor 2026 is on. And so far, we have a handful of people, including Clark Bishop, Adam Crum, Nancy Dahlstrom, Edney DeVries, is that like DeVry University, Shelley Hughes, and Bernadette Wilson. All of them Republicans. But now someone else has deposited their 25 cents into the game, and a new challenger approaches.
Senate Minority Leader Tom Begich has entered into the race for governor, making him the first member of the Democratic Party for the 2026 election. He filed a letter of intent to run with the Alaska Public Offices Commission. Begich served in the Senate representing Anchorage from 2017 to 22, becoming the minority leader in 2019. This brings the number of candidates to governor up to 9.
Yep.
9.
Yep, 9.
9.
9 people are in the race. Now, he says after years of divisiveness stagnating in Alaska, it's time for leadership that listens, understands where we have come from, and has a clear vision for where we can go. I believe we can turn Alaska around. We can bring hope and opportunity back to our state. We can unify our cultures and communities, and together we can build our future around the shared values that make Alaska unique, Begich said in a press release. But the Republican side may not be finished because U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski has said that she's considering it, and Attorney General Treg Taylor has also talked about being a possible contender, as he will resign later this month after more than 3 years as the state's top lawyer.
I did see that. I saw Treg was ready to run for governor.
Right.
But Lisa has actually stated that maybe I might come home
Maybe.
and run for governor.
Maybe.
Lisa Murkowski.
Right.
Because you know she's probably going to get voted out on this next cycle.
Right. Yeah. And Treg Taylor's also apparently super Mormon. So I guess we'll see how that influences his candidacy. Also,
These guys with the crazy underwear, man.
Yep. Also, Russian President Vladimir Putin was here last week with his big meeting with Donald Trump, and we'll get into all of that a little bit later. But while Putin was here, a curious thing happened to a random Anchorage citizen.
It's been a question of why
Because they don't know me, I don't know them.
for days now. After Bird Creek resident Mark Warren was given this new Ural motorcycle from Russian President Vladimir Putin following the summit last week. This letter here from the embassy of the Russian Federation in the U.S., calling it an act of giving with no explanation as to why.
It's so absolutely
act of giving.
astronomically random that it was hard for me to understand why this happens. Matter of fact, I still don't know why.
The story, though, with Warren and the bike starts more than a week before the summit, after he says Russian state journalists initially made contact with him while he was riding his own Ural motorcycle through downtown Anchorage.
And that they were interested in why I had the bike and what I was doing. It was purely just information about the bike, why I bought it, and about what I did to fix it up.
Days later, he says the journalist called him saying their story went viral.
That's
Then
his old
more
one
days
back there,
passed
and the new
and
one they
another
gave him
call came.
We want to give you a bike, a new motorcycle, a new Ural, and that it was on base. And I said, call me when it's off base. Because at this point, I just felt, this is so random and so strange that I felt apprehensive about this being actually really going to happen.
Warren and his wife later meeting up with Russian embassy consulates and members of the media to receive the bike.
Did you ever have any second guesses of maybe I should not accept this gift?
No,
Why so?
No.
I don't think it, if I was accepting this gift for some nefarious purpose or for some favor or something else that I had to do to interact with them, I would definitely not do it.
The reason, though, why he was chosen
But this was just a purely random act.
is still unclear. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
No, it's
Okay.
not random at all.
Okay.
It's not random at all,
Okay.
goddamn.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
random at all, goddamn.
So to me, it's clear. It's propaganda at the very
Right.
least.
At the
It
very
gives
least, it's
Russia
propaganda.
something to toot their horn about back home, because this gets picked up by media sources here, and then, oh, what's an act of giving? And then back in Russia, they see it, and So that this is how that shit gets fucking picked
Yeah,
up.
I
you
know. It's like Vladimir Putin
Right.
giving just a wonderful gift to somebody
Look at
that
how
he just
generous
met
he
in
is.
Alaska. But you know
Right.
what? My
Right.
conspiracy brain is going off because I remember Donald Trump saying, "I'm going to Russia to
Right.
meet Putin," and I went,
Russia.
"Excuse me."
He said it 3 times.
We are going where?
Right.
Russia. Where? Russia.
Russia.
No.
What?
No, this is Alaska. Are you gonna you're gonna offer
Are you
up,
gonna
aren't
give us to
You're gonna
are you
offer
give
us
us to
up.
Russia?
You're gonna offer us up. That's why this guy's out here
Son of a
getting a
bitch.
freaking bike because Vladimir Putin's all like, yeah, I'm gonna give one of my guys a bike.
Right.
It's like, oh, they're not so bad. Enjoy your new Russian overlords, Alaska. No fucking way.
Right.
Interesting story, Georgina. An Alaska's news source reached out to the Russian embassy in D.C. asking why the bike was gifted, but we have
No.
not heard back just yet. We'll keep you updated.
You don't
Right.
know.
So
I want to know. Don't take the bike. Don't take the bike. You get thanks for the gift, but no thanks.
right. So last week, right? Last week, President Trump, right? He met with Vladimir Putin
In Alaska.
right here in Anchorage, Alaska. Yes, that's right. You're welcome. I mean, we're not in Anchorage, but it's here in Alaska. Yes, that's right.
Alaska.
That's right.
Us.
Yes, right. So the idea was to secure a ceasefire from the Russians in Ukraine. However, President Donald Trump failed to secure an agreement from Vladimir Putin on last Friday to end Russia's war in Ukraine, falling short in his most significant move yet to stop the bloodshed, even after rolling out the red carpet using U.S. troops down on their fucking knees for the man who started it all.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound. And I will say that I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on. Most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal.
No deal.
No deal.
Until there's a deal.
Until there's a deal. Strange.
Right. So Trump, who for fucking years has balked at American support for Ukraine.
Now, wasn't this the same guy who went out there waving his tiny little dick around? Hey, Satan!
Yeah.
Right?
That guy.
Saying that,
That
you know,
guy.
there's going to be severe consequences if we don't get a ceasefire.
What's up, Derek?
And then he didn't get his ceasefire, and he's like, it's okay, it's cool.
Didn't get a ceasefire. Yeah.
Little pussy ass bitch.
Right. So Trump, who for years has balked at American support for Ukraine, and it has expressed admiration for Putin, has pledged confidently to bring about an end to the war on his first day back in the White House, right? 7 months later, after berating Zelensky in the Oval Office and the stanching flow of some U.S. military assistance to Kiev, Trump could not bring Putin to even pause the fighting as his forces make gains on the battlefield. The U.S. president had then offered Putin both a carrot and a stick, issuing threats of economic sanctions on Russia, while also extending a warm welcome at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage. But he appeared to walk away without any concrete progress on ending the war in Ukraine, now in its 4th year. Instead, he hands Putin long-sought recognition on the international stage after years of Western efforts to make him a pariah over the war and his crackdown on dissent and forestalled the threat of additional U.S. sanctions.
No, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You just some stupid libtard on the internet, on the YouTube.
I don't even know what that means.
Donald Trump did a masterful job in his negotiating with Vladimir Putin, and I'm pretty sure the war is going to end within the next.
Relax, guy.
Yeah,
Right.
See this guy?
Oh, I don't know what I said. Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, folks, just want to remind you that every week, in fact, every weekend,
Right
just
here.
before we come on the show,
Yep.
we have the EOR podcast Ouija board.
Yes. We busted it out, dusted it off.
And we contact the godfather of soul himself, Mr. James Brown.
That's right.
In the
That's
afterlife,
right.
in
It's
the
true.
ether.
It's true.
and we asked him, James, we know you love the show, but we got to ask you, for legal purposes, is it still cool that we use your song for our intro to the American politics? And every week he answers in the affirmative, yes.
Oh, it's true.
It's damn true.
It's damn true, and you can't prove it's not true. So, we've got a war going on in our own country, right? The redistricting wars of 2025 are upon us.
This is getting real.
Right. So when word got out that Texas might undertake an extraordinary mid-decade redistricting at Donald Trump's behest, a handful of top California Democratic operatives floated an idea to Representative Zoe Lofgren. Could California respond in kind? Lofgren, the chair of California's 43-member Democratic delegation, consulted in June with a trusted data expert who dismissed it as absurd, a foolhardy end run around the state's popular redistricting panel with no guarantee of yielding enough blue seats to fully offset Texas. Deterred by those misgivings, California Democrats instead spent weeks putting up a front, dangling the threat of a countermove without making any real plans to do so. It seemed to be worth a bluff to me, said Lofgren. If the Texans and Trump thought that they could go through with all of this and then they'd end up not gaining anything, maybe they would stop. But they didn't stop. They just doubled down. And so did California Democrats, especially Governor Gavin Newsom. And in a matter of weeks, they bluffed themselves into the marquee political contest of Trump's second term, a high-voltage fight to shape the outcome of the 2026 midterms and the remaining years of his presidency. Newsom said it got very real very fast, whose provocative podcast appearances and social media posturing lit the fuse for this splash dash effort and positioned him as the de facto leader of the opposition party in advance of his likely 2028 White House run. Texas Republicans approved a gerrymandered map early this morning. And this next video we have here is from Wall Street Journal, and it's a little bit long. It's about 6 minutes, but they explain the redistricting plans very, very well.
This proposed map could decide which party controls the U.S. House of Representatives.
President Trump understands that his majority in the U.S. House is very narrow.
Just a very simple redrawing. We pick up 5 seats.
The Texas map is designed to give Republicans 5 more seats in Congress. Here's a breakdown of those districts that sparked a gerrymandering arms race.
We have got to meet fire with fire.
And how Democrat-controlled California plans to neutralize.
I did.
Okay, cool.
I actually put it
cool.
up to 1.25.
So it's not as long.
So,
Cool. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
It.
This is a very rare case of mid-decade redistricting where the parties in power, specifically in this case the Texas Republicans, wants to redraw something that they already had a hand in making.
This is Matthew Klein, an analyst at the nonpartisan Cook Political Report, which tracks elections and campaigns in the U.S.
Currently, there are 25 Republican seats. Democrats hold 12. One of those seats is also vacant. That is a seat that used to be held by a Democrat. So functionally, Democrats have 13 seats to Republicans' 25.
We have the authority, legally, under redistricting law, to draw districts that align with the voter preferences.
Republicans are taking this opportunity to try and draw themselves 5 new seats in Texas. And they're focused on specifically some of the cities, so Austin, Dallas, and Houston. And they're also taking aim at
very blue cities.
Going after the blue stronghold of Austin. That is a bold move. Let's see if it's going to pay off.
2 seats in South Texas.
Zooming in on Houston.
Oh, yeah, they're, South Texas. I mean, they've got that locked up. That's no problem.
Sure.
You could just cut that in half and you get yourself your extra seat.
Democrats currently have 4 seats.
All 4 of those are majority-minority seats based in Houston's heavily diverse inner core. What Republicans had to do here is basically pack as many Democratic voters as they could into 3 seats and make those districts extremely Democratic so that there's an opportunity for a new district to be created elsewhere. The old version of the 9th District would have opted for Kamala Harris by about 44 points, whereas the new version of the 9th District would have gone for Donald Trump by about 15 points.
Actually, shortly after this interview, Republicans introduced a different proposed map that made this district even more in favor of Trump.
I need you to find me 11,700 votes.
I need you to find me 5 more seats in the Senate and the House.
There it is, and sure, blue states should do the same thing. They should just turn about as fair play, and they should just redistrict themselves too as well, find more seats. So if the Republicans find 5, the blue states should try their best to find 20.
Right.
If they find 10, the blue states should try their best to find 30. I mean, if you're gonna play this game, might as well take it to the hilt, right?
Well, if you really want to take it to the hilt, what they should just do is be like, fine, you want to flip a couple seats in your state? We're going to flip the whole fucking state here. Okay? Suck it. California completely blue. Bye. You want to play the fucking game? We're going to play the game full tilt. Is that what you want to do?
Me and the boys were talking. We could just settle this with some high stakes poker.
Just
Republicans are
the whole that's how you know Gavin Newsom isn't the guy.
banking on
Just like, oh, we'll match you. We'll match you. No, fucking you ain't about that.
He's not strong enough.
You ain't about
You're
that
not
like
strong
Gavin.
enough.
Flip the whole state. New York would follow suit. New York would do nothing. New York's got to do the same thing.
Yeah, they would have to.
gains that Trump made with Latino voters in 2024, particularly in South Texas.
So the 2 seats that Republicans are targeting in South Texas aren't guaranteed pickups. Republicans have taken the opportunity to make them a little bit more favorable, but if some of these Latino trends end up reverting to maybe the way that they used to vote or even the way that they voted in 2020, these seats might not become all that beneficial to the Republicans.
The Dallas-Fort Worth area currently has 3 Democratic seats. The proposed map splits up the Fort Worth district in Tarrant County.
It ends up gone. It's missing from the new version.
And packs Democrats into 2 districts in Dallas, which allows Republicans to create a solidly red district.
That swings from some of the northern Dallas suburbs out into rural East Texas, which is deeply conservative and would make this seat an almost certain Republican flip. One of the more ambitious aspects of Republicans' proposal is their effort to target one of the Democratic seats in Austin. This is a very fast-growing area. It's very Democratic.
The current map has 2 Democrats representing Austin, but the proposed map packs many of their voters into 1 seat.
It becomes a seat that would have opted for Kamala Harris by more than 50 points, so this is a whopping Democratic seat at this point.
The 35th district goes from solidly blue.
It's so blatant. It's so brazen. It's
It
not
is.
even, it's so mask off.
We're just fucking in real time rigging elections.
Remember when these scumbags used to say, like,
Right.
okay, now decorum. Oh, now we got to follow the law, the party of law and order. And then,
And they approved something this morning, too.
Yeah.
So...
And this whole new crop is coming in and being all like, fuck the law. And it's like, you sons of bitches. Wow, this is slimy.
To a Trump plus 10 district.
It's not entirely implausible that Democrats could put this in play in a more competitive year, but it's also going to be a very, very tall task no matter what.
We are talking about emergency measures to respond to what's happening in Texas, and we will nullify what happens in Texas. We will pick up 5 seats with the consent of the people.
Texas's effort has provoked a Democratic response throughout the country, and there's no place.
See that's not gonna happen because the people aren't gonna vote for that shit.
No,
they're not gonna vote for that shit. You have to just play by the same fucking rules that your opposition is playing. If they want to fucking break the rules as they were and play by different rules, then fine. Play by their rules and then crank it up a bit. Crank it up more than what they're doing.
Agreed.
Where that's more apparent than in California. A lot of Republicans are already pretty upset with the current congressional map in California, which gives Democrats 43 seats and Republicans 9 seats out of its 52. But there is still room for Democrats to make inroads if they want to. When Gavin Newsom talks about wanting to even the playing field, it seems almost like this map was designed to do exactly that. The most obvious example is the 1st District. What Democrats have done in the new map is essentially connect a lot of that rural area up in Northern California and has connected it down along the very liberal California coast.
The proposed map also targets another Northern California district and several seats in Southern California by making them either safely Democratic
That's funny
or
because there's this song I heard in the late 90s. I can't remember what it is, but like the artist, the guy, he's not singing. He's just kind of like speaking. And like one of the things he says is move to Southern California, but leave before you become too hard. And then move to Northern California, but leave before you become too soft.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's where like all the Republicans are.
That's true. Bunch of soft asses.
more competitive.
There's a long way to go before this map ends up becoming the map that is actually used in the 2026 elections, and a rather tight time frame. One thing that needs to happen is the state legislature needs to approve the map for a special election that voters would then have the opportunity to vote on whether or not they wanted to implement it. And this process really hasn't been done before. So you can almost certainly expect Republicans are going to try and litigate this either to the state courts in California or potentially even to the federal courts, who could end up ruling in their favor.
We have a couple of other states where we'll pick up seats also.
President Donald Trump has already made it pretty clear he doesn't intend to stop at Texas, and he's already started putting pressure on a number of other states to undergo similar processes. In Missouri and Indiana, there are 2 seats that Republicans are looking to take from Democrats. In Florida, it could be around 3, and potentially in Ohio, some.
Yeah, remember now, this is coming from the guy who let it slip. You're never going to have to vote again.
Right.
This is what he's talking about. He's getting to the point where he's just going to...
2028, this motherfucker's making moves to not ever leave.
It's going to be interesting because he has signaled this idea that, hey, maybe in 2028, maybe I just cancel the elections or something like that.
Dude, they're gonna do it by the midterm elections.
I mean, not
that's
in
what he's gonna
exact
do.
words, but kind of hinting
what,
at the idea that
what he did with the troops in L.A. and what he's doing with them in fucking Washington D.C. now, and what he plans to do in Chicago and other fucking large cities in America. He's getting ready to cancel the midterm elections.
Or between 2 and 3.
Could be wrong,
with its 26
but that's what it
congressional
looks
seats,
like.
could also
He's
become a
making
potential
moves to stay
flashpoint in the
forever.
redistricting fight.
This is a war. We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
At this
Flip
point,
the
it's
whole
not
fucking
really
state.
clear
Let's
whether
go.
or not there is
Let's
actually
have-
time for
let's have
Democrats.
Civil war. Let's just fucking do it already.
You just want it.
Let's just fucking go already.
In New York to be able to implement a new map. It's certainly possible for
get
2028,
kicked
but in
off
terms of the
YouTube
midterm landscape, I think it's a big question mark. A lot of people have talked about the possibility of this turning into sort of a nuclear arms race. We still have a ways to go before we get there, but one thing is clear. We are headed in a trajectory that we have not really seen in the past. This is the most mid-decade redistricting that we've seen take place in one cycle, and I think it's safe to say that the next Congress is going to look fairly polarized. We're probably only at the tip of the iceberg right now in terms of what that potentially could end up looking like.
It's gonna be a mess. This is
It's just wild to think that this is happening in
this is America.
In our country.
This is America.
This kind of stuff and this kind of
This is America.
Yeah. Welcome to it, friends. But you know what she said? This is war.
I want you to remember that no bastard ever won war by dying for his country. He won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his country.
That's right.
My God, I actually pity those poor bastards we're going up against. By God, I do. We're not just going to shoot the bastard. We're going to cut out their living guts
dude. That's what we
and
thought when
use
Iraq
them
happened.
to grease the
And
treads of
we
our
win.
tanks.
We fucking went, bro. The National Guard is one of the first ones they're gonna fucking send.
Yeah, I looked at that one. At least the Alaskan National Guard. Yeah, no.
We got a lot of combat experience during the Iraq and Afghanistan
You're
wars.
gonna go.
Bro. We're going.
You're gonna go.
They're sending us.
Excuse me.
So the U.S. sends warships to Venezuela. Maybe? Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Monday said that he would deploy 4.5 million militia members in response to outlandish threats by the United States after Washington raised the bounty for his arrest to $50 million and launched an anti-drug operations in the Caribbean. This week, I will activate a special plan with more than 4.5 million militiamen to ensure coverage of the entire national territory. Militias that are prepared, active, armed. Maduro announced on state television. Officials say that the Venezuelan militia, founded by Maduro's predecessor Hugo Chavez, contains about 5 million people, though the actual number is to be much smaller. Venezuela's total population is around 30 million. Maduro lambasted the renewal of the extravagant, bizarre, and outlandish threats from the U.S. We are also deployed throughout the Caribbean, in our sea, our property, and Venezuelan territory, the Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello said. The administration of President Trump earlier this month doubled its bounty to $50 million for the arrest of Maduro, who faces drug trafficking charges. Washington, which does not recognize Maduro's past 2 election victories that were totally legit and fucking or something.
No.
They accused the Venezuelan of leading a cocaine trafficking gang called Cartel de los Soles. The Trump administration announced sanctions against the group and Maduro's administration last month. Anybody who actually knows anything knows that it's the CIA bringing drugs into America. So if you want this drug war to end, you might as well just tell the CIA to pack it up and go home. Earlier this month, Mr. Trump directed the military to target drug cartels in Latin America. A source familiar with the matter confirmed to CBS News.
Sending 3 warships to the waters of Venezuela as part of a major counter-narcotics operation. A White House official has confirmed this to CBS News. We're told that the USS Gravely, the USS Jason Dunham, and the USS Sampson will depart for the region over the next few days. Now, this is a part of President Trump's effort to combat threats from Latin American drug cartels. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata is at the Pentagon with all the details. So, Charlie, great to have you on. Can you further explain why the U.S. is sending warships specifically to Venezuela?
We're gonna send the boats. We're gonna send 3 boats and it's gonna stop all the drugs.
No, this doesn't sound like drugs to me. You know what this sounds like?
We got 3 ships.
What this sounds like? Sounds like got to go take that oil.
Yeah, Drika, officials I've spoken to here say this is strictly a White House decision. This isn't necessarily a military decision. And as you said, the White House has told us those 3 guided missile destroyers, the Gravely, the John Dunham, and the Sampson, are expected to head to the waters off Venezuela over the next few days to combat threats from Latin American drug cartels. 4,000 sailors and Marines will be part of that mission. In fact, yesterday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt didn't even rule out the possibility of U.S. troops on the ground in Venezuela.
Okay, time out.
We can send troops on the ground in Venezuela.
Am I being told by the Trump regime that the Venezuelan cartel poses a direct militaristic threat to the United States of America? Is that what I'm hearing correctly? Because I've heard it twice in this newsreel here.
Yes.
That Venezuelan cartels pose a threat.
Yes. No. We're just stopping the drugs.
No.
We're just stopping the drugs.
But see, you don't send warships to stop drugs.
Yeah, we got 3 ships.
Otherwise, are you telling me you are going to start a literal drug war on a specific country?
We're gonna stop all the drugs from coming out.
That is fucking insane to me.
They only send drugs out on the water.
And you ever notice how Mr. Anti-War President and how he hawked big about anti-war all along the campaign trail, and every step of the way he's been all like, deploy the Marines on the American people, deploy warships to Venezuela,
bomb Iran,
send that nuclear sub to Russia. It seems like the man is desperately trying to get us into that big war. So he has a reason to say, we should probably just cancel the elections.
Exactly. He keeps saying, "Oh, I stopped 6 wars. I stopped 6 wars.
Wars you never even heard of."
I think he's trying to start 6 wars.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me.
So we can have a world war.
Because you remember, during his first term.
And then you can end the fucking elections.
During his first term, didn't he just say, take the oil?
Right.
From Venezuela.
This is the second time we're trying to coup Venezuela. He tried to do it his first term.
And is prepared to use every element of American power to stop drugs from flooding into the United States. So deploying these battleships is apparently part of that effort. But I have to mention, this isn't the first time destroyers have been deployed to the region. In fact, the Gravely, as I just mentioned there, had been patrolling the Caribbean Sea for months.
And when you think about the drug operations and just how complex, we've been talking about this for years, how much of a difference is this expected to make?
Again, we're talking about a show of force, a deterrent, and they are working closely with the Coast Guard that has been patrolling those waters for years. So really, it's a question of scale. I mentioned the Gravely there. Navy officials said it had been part of a drug interdiction back in May. That just gives you an idea how long this has been going on. They seized.
That's not going to stop them. They're going to hide.
No, we got 3 ships.
No,
they're all on the water.
No, you go further inland.
but the drugs come this way through the water. We got 3 ships. It's going to block them.
We can just go underground.
No.
No. What?
No.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't. It'll fly over.
You can't see us.
But it comes on the water.
Just wait. Just wait. Shh. Quiet. He'll go away. Okay, he's gone. All right, here. Want some drugs?
860 pounds of cocaine. A few days ago, the Samson and its crew intercepted drug smuggling vessel seizing around 1,300 pounds of cocaine. That was in the Eastern Pacific. So they try to position their ships along known drug trafficking corridors. They've also stepped up their surveillance, and this is kind of important. Special Navy aircraft are patrolling that area too. But look, it's a big sea to patrol the whole thing. And of course, these ships will be operating in international waters. Explain to me today just how effective they're going to be.
Just for the drugs. It's
a
deterrent.
We might put some troops on the ground, but that's just for the drugs.
Just for the drugs.
Just for the drugs.
Crazy.
Remember that when they start a fucking all-out war on Venezuela, that we're there just for the drugs.
You're going to be at least.
Oh yeah. Well, this is excuse number 1.
Right.
See, you
manufactured consent.
This is
how it starts
to get you into the war.
Right.
And when you can't find the drugs, and when there are no drugs, and when there is no more cartel members there in Venezuela, then you get weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Least 12, 13 miles off the coast of Venezuela. Venezuela is actually claiming more water than that is theirs and not international. So it may not stem the tide, but it's not the kind of significant naval presence to set up a blockade.
Any idea how long those ships will stay in that area?
No, Jerika, this is really key. We're not even entirely sure they've started making their way there yet, because this is the kind of loose language. The Navy folks that I spoke to said they're not headed there yet. At least the officials I spoke with said that it's a question of how long it will take to get there. In terms of how long the ships could be there, hypothetically, again, that depends on the White House. Because from a military perspective, a typical deployment for destroyers like this is usually around 6 months.
We don't know when or how long, but...
Or when they'll even get there.
Or even if they'll even actually fucking leave in the first place. I mean, we might just be like...
But it's a deterrent.
We could.
But at least 2 of those destroyers, which I've already mentioned, have been on patrol for months. So if the idea is to have a constant U.S. naval military presence there, it's not necessarily the ships are involved or whether they continue to rotate them in and out for months.
Yeah, and a lot of people involved. Charlie Daggett, thank you so much.
We might be doing one at a time. We might send them all at once. Who fucking knows? Oh, Jesus Christ. And now, moving, speaking of Iran, Iran is apparently ready for round 2. A senior Iranian official warned on Monday that war with Israel could just fucking pop off at any fucking moment, describing the current lull after June's 12-day conflict as only a temporary halt. He says, we must be prepared at every moment for confrontation. Right now, we are not even in a ceasefire agreement. We are in a cessation of hostilities, said First Vice President Mohammad Reza Arif. The comments are the latest in an exchange of belligerent remarks by both Iran and Israel since their unprecedented war in June last month. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, threatened to respond to another Israeli or U.S. attack in a more decisive manner. On Sunday, Yahya Rahim Safavi, a military advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah al-Khamenei, told Iranian media, Jesus, I got fucking eye boogies going on here.
Hi, boogies.
Told Iranian media that the country was preparing plans for a worst-case scenario. We are not in a ceasefire. We are in a stage of war. No protocol, regulation, or agreement has been written between us and the U.S. or Israel, said Mr. Safavi. I think another war may happen, and after that, there may be no more wars, he added. What? What?
No. That's not how it works.
He said the Americans and the Zionists say they create peace through power. Therefore, Iran must also become strong because in the system of nature, the weak are trampled, he said.
Wow.
Calling for the strength of Iran's missile, drone, and cyber systems. The U.S. briefly joined the war, striking nuclear sites, but it still remains unclear how devastating the damage actually was.
Tensions are spiraling in West Asia. Iran has launched a new chilling warning to Israel, saying it would unleash a new generation of deadly missiles if Israel attacks. We tell you more.
Iran is armed and ready, warning that the next war could break out any moment. In a chilling statement, Iran claims it has developed a new generation of missiles faster, more accurate, and deadlier than before. The message is blunt. If Israel launches another attack, Iran will retaliate with full force. The statement comes just days after heightened tensions in the region. Iranian commanders say war with Israel could break out at any moment. Officials insist the new missiles have longer range, advanced guidance systems, and can evade Israeli air defenses. This is not just saber rattling. Iran has already demonstrated its reach with precision drone and missile attacks in June.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were
They
talking
poked
about.
holes
is
in
like,
the Iron
hey,
Dome.
they actually penetrated.
Israel had launched airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, military bases, and civilian areas, resulting in over 1,000 deaths, including prominent commanders and nuclear scientists. Within hours, Iran responded with ballistic missiles, causing dozens of casualties in Israel.
Not thousands, dozens.
Yeah. Unlike a certain country who has been waging a genocide of sorts, you could say, on a certain group of people in two particular regions of the world.
They even self-reported recently that they have an 83% casualty rate, which we know is
civilian casualty rate.
Yeah, civilian casualty rate, which we know is higher than that because there's, all the people that are still under the rubble completely unaccounted for. So it's probably a lot closer to 90.
Yeah, and even if you take the really low estimates, which were originally around 60, even then that's completely unacceptable.
When they stop being able to keep counting, but now they've got it estimated on the low end 180,000, on the high end like 300,000.
That is insane.
Now, with claims of better missiles on standby, Israel faces the threat of a two-front confrontation, its north already volatile, with Hezbollah in Lebanon and Tehran pressing from afar. But Iran is also offering an olive branch. It says it is willing to limit their nuclear program if sanctions relief is back on the table.
This is not something new. We have said that to build confidence about the peaceful nature of our nuclear program, we are ready to take a series of actions provided that the unfair sanctions are lifted.
The dual messages, one of military readiness and the other of diplomatic flexibility, highlight the intense and conflicting nature of Tehran, a nation preparing for a potential conflict while simultaneously seeking a way out of crippling economic sanctions.
Just fucking have at it already. You know what I'm saying?
It just seems like all of this is just a calm before the storm.
Just fucking go already. Start the game, blow the whistle. Let's get go. Do the coin toss. Let's go.
United States, man, we need to remove ourselves from this situation here.
So it's so fucking wild the timeline that we're going through right now. I mean, like,
doesn't make sense.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, science.
Our species is young and curious and brave. It shows much promise. In the last few millennia, we have made the most astonishing and unexpected discoveries about the cosmos and our place within it.
Oh, Mr. DVD, where did you come from? Tide goes in, tide goes out. Never a miscommunication. You can't explain that.
Nah, I can explain it, man.
Well, Carl, as you say, this story tonight is much about the cosmos and our place within it. Now, there's going to be a couple of puns in here that are just obvious. But we have to roll out the cosmic welcome mat for our solar system's newest resident, a never-before-seen moon orbiting Uranus. That's right. A team of astronomers announced today that a new satellite measuring roughly 90 football fields across we will never ever fucking use the metric system. Just 90 football fields across was discovered around the 7th planet from the sun. The moon, which was first seen by NASA's James Webb Space Telescope on February 2nd, joins a busy neighborhood of 28 other known moons around Uranus.
Oh, yeah.
The Webb Telescope's observations of Uranus are giving scientists better insight into one of the more mysterious planets in our solar system. No other planet has as many small inner moons as Uranus. That's according to Matthew Cicerano, a member of the research team and a senior research scientist at SETI Institute in California. Cicero said the complex interrelationships between Uranus's moons, and its faint rings suggest the planet's evolutionary history may have been a chaotic one. Moreover, the new moon is smaller and much fainter than the smallest of the previously known inner moons, and much fainter than the smallest of the previously known inner moons, making it likely that even more complexity remains to be discovered. The newfound satellite is about 35 miles from the center of the planet with a near circular orbit. According to the researchers, it's only about 6 miles across, a distance that can be walked in about 2 hours at a brisk pace. So you could walk across this moon. But follow-up observations are needed to confirm the moon's size and other characteristics, so some of that might change. But the discovery has also not yet been peer-reviewed. So, take some of this with a grain of salt. Now, Uranus has 5 large outer moons.
Oh, yeah. I heard it too.
Outer moons named Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, and Oberon. The newly discovered moon is inside of the orbits of the 5 larger moons. All of Uranus's moons are named after characters from works of Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. And so the new moon does not yet have a name, though any designation which will eventually need to be approved by the International Astronomical Union, which oversees the official naming process for astronomical objects. So it's likely to get a name similar to.
You're running out of moons. Greek and Roman gods to name these things after.
No, we're not.
They're not.
If anything, we can just switch to Japanese. They've got like 2,000 gods.
Okay, yeah, that's a way to go.
Whatever.
It's just amazing. You got all these space rocks out there.
Yep.
Floating around. All of a sudden, the planet catches one, and now we got a new moon.
And it's not like this moon is like just formed. I mean, it maybe. I mean, it could get bigger. Who knows? But it's just that we're now able to see these things with the James Webb Telescope.
Well, yeah, having better telescopes. That
how
definitely
far
helps.
back in time that we've looked with it already is just absolutely mind-boggling.
Mind-bending, yeah. I mean, close to what? I think the furthest we've
it's like 13.3 billion light years, I think.
Yeah.
And like the universe is like 13.5 or some shit.
And we were able to scan back all the way to just a little bit after the Big Bang, about 13 million years or something like that on the furthest object.
Right.
So it was like, it's just absolutely
And there's apparently
astonishing.
like some fucking star out there that is like curiously older than the entire universe, and they can't fucking figure it out yet.
Oh, we got to play this.
Yeah. Smoke break.
We got to take a smoke break, everybody. So enjoy yourselves. We're going to play something a little funny, take the edge off. Because we know that was quite the fucking serious segments we just went through on that one.
Fucking knocked it out.
Have you ever walked out of a mall into a huge parking area and realized you'd forgotten where you parked your car? Ever gone mountain biking? What do you want to be when you grow up? What
are you drunk?
This is Jonathan Frakes played at half speed to make him sound like a drunk dude at the bar.
What's the right tip? Have you called a plumber to your home lately? How superstitious are you? How much money would it take to make you spend a night in a cemetery? Would you display this as a trophy? Do you have a pet? Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you believe in the power of a curse? Have you had your hearing tested lately?
This is some.
He totally sounds drunk, like a drunk dude at the bar.
Son of a bitch rolling out of the Viking going, do you have a pet? It's like, yes. This is downtown. I love this.
Trip soon. Can you remember the tallest man you've ever seen? Do you love to go a-wandering beneath the clear blue sky? Have you noticed what big stars real estate agents have become? Are you careful with your personal records? Does your computer ever seem to have a mind of its own? Have you ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city? Have you ever visited a flea market? You ever visited a truck stop? Have you ever met a job as a waiter? Have you noticed how...
I don't know what it is.
Have you ever visited a truck stop?
I don't know why.
That is the drunkest question of all time.
Oh, that's great.
How many successful restaurants are theme-based these days? Have you ever had the desire to write your initials in wet cement? Did you have a favorite book as a child? Do you have a favorite method of falling asleep? Is there anything more precious than the gift of sight? Who can explain the mystery of music? We make our own luck. Can a home ever be truly safe? Have you checked the back sections of newspapers and magazines lately? What is the secret of the green thumb? What mysteries lie within the frame of a portrait? How many dramas have taken place in these tight little boxes? How do you describe terror? Have you ever noticed the curious things one sees discarded by the roadside? Who knows why certain people save certain things? Have you ever experienced a sleepwalking episode? Is there a more important job than that of a teacher? Is there a more annoying sound than the screech of chalk against chalkboard?
I gotta get it.
Oh, that was fucking great. Oh, thank you for that.
Good
That was fucking fantastic. That was a good smoke break.
Perfect smoke break.
I'm on drugs. Yeah, totally. Me too.
Holy bejesus. Oh boy, here we go.
Easy now.
I'm on drugs.
No, man. I only take the ones that my doctor prescribes.
No, bro, it's totally legal in this state.
Totally legal.
It's all good. Don't do it. Don't do it if you're under 21.
Trump is pro-weed?
What?
Huh? Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah. So
well,
apparently,
he's kind of. I remember before he even fucking became president the first time. I don't know if he said this while he was running or if it was even prior to that.
Yeah, like he might have touched on it a little bit.
Yeah,
but anyways, the feds are fiddling around with the idea of maybe reclassifying the sweet leaf, make it a little easier for you and me, for us, to blaze up.
Okay.
But is it true?
Well,
Let's go in depth tonight. This summer marks 7 years since Oklahoma legalized medicinal use marijuana. Tonight we're going in depth on changes possibly coming down from the White House of all places that could bring federal law more in line with state law. President Trump himself says something should come down in, quote, the next few weeks. It's a change in many law enforcement.
Lloyd, it's good to see you, man.
Hey,
are keeping their eyes on in the coming weeks and even months. Federal marijuana policy as we know it could soon be up in smoke.
We're looking at it. Some people like it, some people hate it.
President Donald Trump announced earlier this month he and his administration are weighing the pros and cons of reclassifying or rescheduling marijuana to a less dangerous category.
Oh, Greg, are you trying to tell me something? So it's a certain
baggage? Yeah. Apparently,
Nicholas,
is that the one? Or I thought it was Tom.
Or is it Tom? I
don't know. Apparently, this baggage that's running as a Democrat is like super pro weed or something. So
category in federal law.
Some people hate the whole concept of marijuana because if it does bad for the children, it does bad for people that are older than children. But we're looking at reclassification, and we'll make a determination over the next few weeks.
Right now, marijuana
everything is fucking bad for kids because their fucking brains are still developing. Everything, sugar, fucking sodas and shit like that. Awful.
Nobody is suggesting that we're going to give the weed to the kids, all right? That we're going to let them just toke up willy-nilly.
Exactly. But weed is not for the kids, bro.
It's the same thing here in the state of Alaska when it comes to alcohol.
Right.
We put those two in the same category. You got to be 21 or older to get your hands on it. Right.
I just said don't do it if you're not 21.
Right. And of course, there are, but the kids get a hold of the weed. Well, the kids swipe the parents' beer.
Right.
I mean, how many people out there can honestly
kids
tell
do
me
that shit all the time? They always
you didn't get into your parents' liquor cabinet. I know I did mine. I paid the price for it because I found out about it.
Right. You didn't get into your parents' fucking weed stash. Yes, you fucking did.
Listed as Schedule 1, the most dangerous drug classification possible, with the heaviest of penalties and enforcement mechanisms. Trump is considering moving it into the less severe Schedule 3 that would put it in the same class as codeine, steroids, and other prescriptions that have medicinal uses, but users can be at risk for abuse and addiction. Trump openly praised medicinal use at the White House last week, but said pot for any other purpose is bad.
Of marijuana. I've heard great things having to do with medical, and I've had bad things having to do with just about everything else. But medical and, for pain and various things, I've heard some pretty good things, but for other things, I've heard some pretty bad things.
The issue?
No, for medical good, other things bad. It's because the people around you are telling you this stuff because they're super ultra right-wingers,
Like, this isn't medical, but it's legal. And is it bad for me? Well, I mean, inhaling anything can be bad for you. It can have adverse side effects, but you don't see them fucking trying to make cigarettes medicinal only, do they?
Or just outright banning it and putting it on a list of substances that, you can only get if the doctor prescribes it. So.
Right.
Issue isn't a red state, blue state issue. 44 states plus Washington, D.C. have some kind of legal cannabis use, whether it be highly regulated medicinal use or even recreational for all adults without a prescription. Even with the Fed still taking a strict zero-tolerance policy for weed, the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, allowing states to decide certain things for themselves, has given many states the ability to legalize pot without federal involvement. But there are heavy restrictions. I reached out to the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, the primary agency that helps enforce marijuana laws in Oklahoma. In a statement, they tell me they are watching what the White House does, but they did not have anything formal to discuss at this time. Quote,
Many presidents in both parties have talked about this, but in the end, no action has ever been taken. If this is moved to a different schedule, we will also have to wait and see what details will come with a rescheduling. One of the biggest differences would be payment for products. The federal banking system is cut off to dispensaries because they are selling a product deemed illegal in the eyes of the feds who control banking.
See, and that's one of the major problems I have, especially here in the good state of Alaska. You know, we got to use cash only, which means we always got to access the ATM or get our money from the bank before we go over there, and we got to, you know, exchange the greenbacks.
Right, and that also makes these businesses targets for robberies because everybody knows they've got cash only.
So I think they should be allowed to bank federally.
Yeah. If you're going to put them to Schedule 3, they should be able to bank.
All weed transactions must now be paid with cash, and many dispensaries have ATMs in them. Rescheduling would allow dispensaries to easily accept credit and debit cards for the first time. But when something is moved to Schedule 3, it allows for the product to be sold in pharmacies. The federal government would have to make an exception for dispensaries who do not sell pharmaceuticals. And crackdowns on illegal marijuana are
I wouldn't want my weed from a fucking
from a
pharmacy.
Huh? Fred Meyer Pharmacy. You go over to Kroger Pharmacy, get your weed over there.
Bruh, because then the government is putting fucking shit in your weed, and then all of a sudden, weed's gonna give you cancer. How many years I've been saying this? How many years I've been saying?
You've been saying it.
When the government gets involved, all of a sudden, weed's gonna give you cancer.
Totally.
Likely to change. We get this question into Fox 23 every now and then, and it is a good time to address it here. How can any form of marijuana be legal in Oklahoma when the federal government strictly forbids it?
Hey, just, you know what you do? You look at the federal
it's called
government.
the 10th Amendment, you dumb
look
bitch.
them right in the eyes. You go, hey, feds, fuck you.
Right. That's what the 10th Amendment
There
is
are a few
for.
ways to approach this, and they're all working together. The 10th Amendment to the Constitution allows states to set their own laws on many things, not specifically delegated to Congress.
Yes?
Yeah, and over 25, over half of the states have legalized marijuana now.
That's right. Dominoes are falling. Better start falling in line.
Oklahoma's medical marijuana law legalized it on the state level. There's also the Federal Controlled Substances Act. It allows for carve-outs when it comes to certain things states can do with certain substances that are banned federally. It has also been longstanding policy in the Department of Justice to mainly go after illegal activity like cartels, distribution to minors, and drug trafficking over state lines.
The Venezuelan cartels.
The Venezuelan cartels.
And their evil marijuana.
See, we send the 3 ships.
For
It blocks all their fucking their crazy weed from getting into America.
DOJ doesn't generally interfere with state-level legal cannabis programs that are running in compliance with established state law. This also explains why you can't take your pot to another state right now. Because it's cannabis, hemp was treated very kindly, and it is treated very similar to marijuana as well, and it's been treated very kindly by the Trump administration. It all changed back in 2018, thanks in part to surprise President Donald Trump during his first term.
This was really an effort of everybody. It was a bipartisan success, something you don't hear too much about, but I think you will be. I actually believe we maybe will be over the coming period of time. I hope so. I think so.
That was President Trump speaking at the signing of the 2018 Farm Bill. It was considered one of his biggest bipartisan successful pieces of legislation during his first term. Trump legalized not only cultivation of hemp, but also allowed it to be transported over state lines for commercial purposes for the first time in decades. President Joe Biden promised to reclassify cannabis when he was in office, but he didn't take any action until he actually only had 1 month left in office after Trump had already been elected to a second term. Something to keep in mind, there have been found to be forms of intoxicating hemp that have the same active ingredient in marijuana, but they give you some high effects. That is why Governor Kevin Stitt sent out that letter we just showed you to state law enforcement this spring, cracking down on what is known as intoxicating hemp. You may have seen them in store shelves labeled Delta 8, Delta 10, low-dose THC, and many other names. The Bureau of Narcotics tells me today many Oklahoma stores have now actually taken the products off of their shelves because they do not comply with the 2018 Farm Bill that newly legalized hemp should not be for human consumption, especially because its intoxicating forms replicate marijuana. They are mainly only focusing on keeping legal CBD on the store shelves. CBD oil is supposed to give some of the benefits of cannabis.
That's where you get the CBD from.
Right.
What's going on here?
Oklahoma's doing too much.
Yeah.
They're doing too much while restricting themselves too much.
Thinking about it a little too hard.
Without getting people high. That's where things stand.
Just fucking open the door, Oklahoma. Just let loose. Just trust me. It'll be all right.
So from the sweet green to grab my foot and hold on, because we all need to go on a trip. Seriously, folks, we talked about psilocybin here on the show for PTSD before. And what about, though?
Gonna float away.
See, grab my foot.
Grab my foot.
And I had to grab my friend's foot.
Fucked up.
Now, psilocybin, psychedelics. We've talked about how they treat PTSD and things like that, anxiety, and especially when it comes to veterans.
Right.
But what about people who have had a very serious and traumatic brain injury? How could psilocybin, psychedelics, treat those sorts of things? Well, a Colorado man is now crediting psychedelics in his recovery from a massive brain injury.
Rebuilt his brain, did they?
Yeah.
Traumatic brain injury, and he credits an unexpected tool for his rapid recovery, psychedelic mushrooms. Now, James Hall is advocating for alternative healing and winning national recognition along the way. Fox 31's Aaliyah Sims joins us in studio to share his journey. Aaliyah?
Yeah, Kim, James Hall, better known as JMO, life changed back in 2020 after a devastating crash left him with severe brain injury. He turned to psychedelic mushrooms not only to heal, but to also thrive. March 24th, 2020, James J-Mo Hall was living the dream as someone who loved skiing in Aspen until one turn changed everything.
I went over the handlebars into a tree, broke C7, T1, and T11 vertebrae. It kind of snowballed from there.
The crash sent Hall to multiple hospitals before ending up at a top rehab center in Denver. Doctors predicted 6 months inpatient. His discharge was in 6 weeks.
And everybody was like, how is this happening? Like, you're on track to make a full recovery. We've never seen a pace like this.
So what made the difference? Hall had been microdosing psilocybin mushrooms 6 months prior to the accident, an alternative therapy. While Hall says it's not widely discussed in hospitals, he believes it helped his brain recovery.
The psilocybin created a new fresh layer of snow that then I could find new paths instead of, just getting entrenched in that one path that has been worn in.
From patient to pioneer, now fully recovered, Hall started growing his own mushrooms, collaborating with Northspore, and even going on to win Denver's Psychedelic Cup for cultivating one of the most potent strains in the country.
I think it might be the most potent in the country right now.
Shrooms, psychedelic shrooms, whether you take them to party or you microdose medically, or whatever. They work just like, what's the word for all the roots and shit underneath the ground that are basically like the sensors for fucking trees and stuff, and like they all interconnect with other
kind of like neurological connections and things like that.
What's the word for that?
I can't think of it right off the top of my head there.
But you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they can kind of support other fucking plants around it, and it all comes from like the trees, like the big trees and the smaller trees and shit, and they're all in it. It's all interconnected, the whole fucking forest, the whole ground, everything, all that shit. But it's kind of like the brain of the forest, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking the way that shit works is kind of like what shrooms do to the human brain. You know what I mean? And this isn't the first kind of fucking story that we've heard of shrooms helping somebody, recover from different traumatic injuries to the brain, whether it's physical or what,
Well, yeah, I mean, we touched up on it a lot.
Just,
right.
It's just crazy. It's nature working with us,
But this is something that they've also talked about in scientific circles about how maybe psilocybin was the key to unlocking the human brain early on in our species development, and this is one of the reasons why we are here with as much consciousness as we have today. So, this is just wild.
The stoned
about,
ape theory.
These, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That we have these. We have what nature provides to us when it comes to these plants like hemp and, of course, the spores and mushrooms.
Turning that experience into a new business, partnering with Northspore to help others safely grow mushrooms from home.
And getting, this out to everybody to try and help just more people grow and understand cubensis.
And for those curious but unsure, Hall's message is,
it's not going to work for everybody, but it was very effective for me.
Mycelium. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. There you
go.
go.
The mycelium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And shrooms have tons of mycelium in them, too.
Yes. Thank you.
So, you're absorbing it, and it's like, oh, this needs recovering.
Yeah.
And then mycelium recovers your brain.
Yeah.
It's the mycelium, man. That's
amazing.
that's the
we
fucking
need to
stuff.
we need to open this up a little bit more.
Right.
A lot more research needs to be done, especially into psychedelics, and use them for aid and recovery.
Right.
Especially for for brain injuries like that.
Right. Mycelium's the ticket.
And Hall says his collaboration with Northspore will launch a new line of mushroom substrates this fall. He goes on to say while suffering from brain injury, he had to learn to walk and talk again. He could understand everything someone said, but couldn't respond, making it the toughest part of his recovery. He really hopes his story will open up future conversations around alternative medicine. In studio, Aaliyah Sims, Fox 31.
That's amazing.
If I ever get injured and I can't communicate, immediately get me shrooms.
Get this man some shrooms.
As medicine.
Get him some shrooms now.
If I'm in the hospital, bring me some shrooms. Microdose. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. Getting kicked off of YouTube right now.
It is time for some fucked up religious news.
Yeah.
Now, I know for some of you, this is going to be shocking.
Because this never happens.
But for us, it's just another week, another Christian.
Yeah.
But this guy right here,
all the time.
I think this guy might be having a crisis of faith here. This is James Neal Gill. He's 83 years old. He's the former director of Sumner County Food Bank and the senior pastor of Liberty Baptist Church. He's been sentenced to 12 years in prison after pleading guilty to felony theft and patronizing prostitution in the Tennessee Bureau of Tennessee Bureau of Investigations.
Hookers.
That's right. He took from the charity pot and he gave it to the hookers.
Bought some hookers.
Got some hoes. Assistant
Nice.
DAs Thomas B. Dean and Christopher Biano secured a felony conviction for the offender after the investigation revealed that Gill stole over $300,000 in charitable funds between 2020 and 2022. And he used the nonprofit's money for personal purchases, home renovations, to pay volunteer or to pay for a sexual service. He also issued checks to himself and others and bought a truck with food bank funds. Wow. The food bank was shut down in 2022. Liberty Baptist Church leaders uncovered the financial misconduct and reported it, and a search of Gill's home later revealed that over $100,000 was still in cash inside his home.
Yikes.
So this guy
It was just a little rainy day nest egg. That's all.
This guy, I'm just trying to make a little nut.
just a little nut.
This guy straight up said, this is all bullshit.
Right.
Fuck it, man. Let's do this.
Get some hose.
Get some hose. And again, Jesus was nowhere in sight. He was he was off helping high school football players score touchdowns.
Yeah, Crimson Bears. Go Crimson Bears.
Now this
touchdown.
This guy right here. This is the former CEO of My Faith Votes.
Oh, I bet he's a wonderful man.
It's a nonprofit that encourages Christians in America to vote in every election. And
activism.
He just recently pled guilty to possessing child sexual abuse images.
Yikes.
Months after he was arrested for
The old Charlie Papa, huh?
Yeah.
Yikes.
This is Jason Christopher Yates. He pled guilty to 2 of 8 felony counts of possession of child pornography. Yeah.
Well, there goes
in
the
Minnesota. Yates was initially charged and arrested back in October of 2024, and according to the Minnesota State Court records, My Faith Votes told Religion News Services that Yates served as its CEO until August of 2024.
But what about the trans?
They were nowhere to be found. They were off being normal human beings.
What about the drag queens?
They were nowhere to be found. They were too off being normal human beings.
The gays?
And not raping kids.
The gays?
You would think, but nah. Again, nowhere to be found. They didn't do anything.
Okay, the lesbians.
No. Not them.
Well, then.
So.
Well.
Yeah.
That certainly ruins the narrative.
And you know what I have to say about that?
Pedos must die!
Yeah.
Murder in the front row, crappie gets a bang when there's blood upon the stage. Bang your head against the stage and metal takes its price, bonded by blood.
Yeah. Time to talk a little metal.
Okay.
And I tried to learn this band's name earlier on before we went on, but Senswigabog. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyways,
Sandshugabog.
Sandshugabog. We'll call him
that's what it was. Sandshugabog.
Sandshugabog or something like that.
Sugabog. I know that part.
In preparation for their forthcoming records release, the 10th of October, Sandshugabog
Shugabog.
embarked on a North American tour that sounds like it went pretty well.
Okay.
Up until the second to the last date of the tour. They claim that they were threatened after their show in Memphis, Tennessee on the 29th of July when the band went to collect their pay for the show. In a lengthy statement posted to their Instagram alongside photos of the accused, details alleged in the incident in which the venue's general manager told the band he would shoot them if they didn't leave the venue after their set without their payment.
Yikes.
This gentleman right here, according to the band, is Corey Likens. He's a mean dude.
Okay.
He's the one that actually threatened to shoot the band. He says all of the bands returned back to the office, tried to settle it out, and one of us just wanted to have a conversation to what was going on. And then, as one does, Likens popped his head out of the office and told us to leave or he was going to shoot us.
Oh, shit.
Now, of course, I haven't heard any updates on this recently, so I don't know. Maybe Corey Likens is just a guy that just got, caught up in the mix of things, and he was just like pumped up from the show, and he said something that he didn't really mean.
Right.
But then again, he could be a psycho and might want to actually shoot these guys. So I don't know.
He could be.
Go to a metal show. Take care of yourself.
Right.
Corey might be around the corner. No, but now I don't want to dog too much on Hogan. Not too much. Hulk Hogan passed away.
Right.
His legend lives on, though. And one of the things Hulk is known for is all these outlandish stories, and one of them being he almost joined Metallica.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Okay.
You almost joined Metallica.
You almost joined Metallica, huh?
Well, you know what? I was just sitting around one day, and I get this call, and they were like, "Do you want to be in Metallica?" And I'm all like, I come and audition, and and he sent an audition tape to Lars Ulrich, and Lars Ulrich was all like, I don't know about that, and never gave me a call back. Lars, though, is all like, that's bullshit. I never heard anything about that. He's like, Hulk Hogan never auditioned for us, but I got something special for you. I got a little something for you here. I got Hulk Hogan in his wrestling boot band. And we're going to rock out to Hulk Hogan. This is what you would have got if Hulk Hogan was in Metallica.
Okay.
The Hulkster's in the house. Check him out, check him out. Get up off your seat. He's got a brand new beat. When the going gets tough, the tough get rough. Hey, ho, ho, come on. Let's go.
He was almost in Metallica, huh?
He was almost.
Okay.
Just mere days away from joining the most heavy band that ever lived.
Huh.
No. Lars had no fucking clue that this guy had even, like, thought about it. I don't know.
Right. Huh.
And, of course, this was, like, just when he had joined WCW.
So he's a bass player.
Yes.
Macho Man was in there. Okay. Playing the keyboard back there.
And so was Jimmy Hart.
Come on, Hulk. Let me see a bass solo. What?
Somebody spliced in North Korean troops.
I'm so confused now.
I know. Somebody spliced in North Korean troops just randomly out of nowhere. Here we are. The dear leader is a Hogan.
I now have no idea what's going on. Now we're back.
He's a Hulkamaniac.
And there's all the little Hulkamaniacs in the front row.
Yes.
And we just cut to the fucking dear leader. Oh, my God. What is this?
Jimmy Hart's in the band. Back to North Korea. I love this. Random videos on YouTube.
So just fucking North Korea is just part of the music video.
Yeah, just North Korea is all like, hell yeah. We're Hulkamaniacs, brother.
Sponsored by North Korea.
Yeah, there you go.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, Hulk
was-
Hogan in
that was
Metallica.
something.
Hey, oh.
It was almost in Metallica.
That's what they would play.
Jesus.
It'd be awesome.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Don't talk about
Oh, shit.
playoffs?
Yes.
You kidding me?
Yes. Let's go.
With me.
Football season, regular season, right around the corner. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
September 7th.
Yes.
The season begins again.
Fuck yes.
As if it really ever ended.
Right.
It is time to talk some football. And oh boy, man, I got the juices flowing earlier today, so I'm ready to talk about this. My friends, we are back.
Preseason is over. Preseason's over, baby.
Preseason going to be over, and let's
Yeah.
begin with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have had a very mediocre preseason as we open up against the Atlanta Falcons coming up on the 7th. That's going to
Okay.
be our opener, our kickoff, and the team that is taking a chance on the son of a Hall of Famer, Shiloh Sanders, Neon Dion's boy.
Yeah.
He's been out there busting his ass, trying to make the team because he's coming in undrafted, right? But, you know, he's got himself into trouble, got himself into a little scuffle, and threw a punch when he shouldn't have.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he was getting a little frustrated by one of the guys down there.
That's the tight end, Zach Davidson.
Yeah, all flags coming in.
Kind
It's
of
all-
looked like that Bills defender, or that Bills guy, that lineman was...
Yeah, that tight end, he was being a little rough, and it came
Yeah.
after the play. So the whistle blew, he kept going, and then, of
Yeah.
course, Shiloh just lost his cool. But see,
Right.
what you got to remember, what every coach has coached is that it's always the guy who retaliates that gets the flag thrown
Yep.
on him and gets
Yep.
tossed out of the game. You got
Yep.
to keep your head. You got to
Yeah.
keep it cool. You can't do stuff like that. But I understand where he's coming from. He's just,
Right.
trying to defend himself.
Right. Yeah, that's not cool though. That kid's got. It's only the preseason, kid. You got to chill out. You're gonna get wrangled by these vets.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
a rookie,
Is it cool?
expect it. Expect more of it. I think.
Yeah, they're in your head now.
They
know how to get
they
that.
all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get pumped too, Pats fans. The New England Patriots, even though your team got trounced 42-10 by the Giants, remember, it's
okay.
It's only preseason,
It's okay.
okay?
Right.
But the real stuff is about to start.
Yes.
Pats open up the regular season on the 7th against the Raiders. The Las
Raiders
Vegas
suck.
Raiders.
Raiders suck.
Tom Brady taking a little piece of that action in the Las Vegas Raiders team there.
Yep.
So,
owned forever by Tom Brady.
You should rejoice, though. Rejoice.
Yes.
Pats fans, because Mike Vrabel is at the head of the ship, and the Pats have a chance to sign a big-name defensive superstar. Consider this. The Patriots aren't paying any big money for a quarterback right now.
No, not really, no.
And they won't have to for several years.
Right.
Combine that with the fact that they have the most cap space in the NFL, according to Sport Track. The Patriots should be one of the top teams to watch for a potential blockbuster trade. And guess who's out there requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys? A very talented defensive end, outside linebacker, pass rushing phenom, Mike Parsons, requesting his trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Good.
Micah Parsons,
The New England Patriots. Be
Micah
the
Parsons
landing
to New England. Let's make it happen, bro. I mean, we're already going to the playoffs. You want to go to the Super Bowl? Sign Micah Parsons.
Stephon Diggs looking a little bit like himself again, you know, getting a little hyped for that.
Looked
Now,
good in the preseasons. The Pets looked good in the preseason.
And still look good in the preseason.
They went crazy in that first game and smoked the shit out of whoever the fuck they were playing. I don't know. It was like what they got fucking beat by in this last game. It was like 40 points to like 10 or something.
Yeah, they got rocked by the New York Giants.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's just
okay.
preseason.
It's good to see, you know, it's good to see what you do in the preseason, because that gives you an idea of things to hammer out and what guys need to work on what, because quite often you're running the second string guys and third string guys through fucking preseason. And,
Yeah,
you know,
you're just going to see who's going to make the team, you know. The starters are ready to roll.
Right.
But now, the good thing about Mike Vrabel is this man, he doesn't mince words. That's what I love about him. This guy is straight to the point.
I'm excited.
He wants to know who the rats are in his organization after word was leaked to the press about Jalen Polk's injury.
Today that Jalen Polk will have to have season-ending shoulder surgery. Can you add anything to that?
No. I don't know, other than I'd like to find out where some of these come from. You know, some of these rats around here, so.
Oh, you damn rats. Ooh. Vrabel.
Traitors in the house of Vrabel.
Vrabel bringing some of that
Yeah.
Bill Belichick attitude back to the Patriots organization.
Leaking reports about injured players. Not cool.
Yeah. Oh, not cool. Not cool. Got to find out who those people are now.
Yep. Get them the fuck out of here.
Remember when we used to play the penis game back in school?
Penis!
Penis! As loud as we possibly could.
Right.
And that was just a game.
Whoever could scream penis the loudest
wins
without getting embarrassed wins.
Yeah. Well, this next guy here,
penis,
he took it pro. And he played the game to perfection against Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback Michael Penix.
Penix.
I mean Penix. Penix.
Penis.
Hey, Michael Penix! Let's go, bro! Have a good season, bro.
Wait, what'd you call me?
Huh?
Huh?
I said Michael Penix.
Said Michael Penix.
Michael
It's
Penix.
Penix, okay? It's Penix.
No, it's penis.
No, it's penis now. You are Michael
Penis
Penix.
forever.
No matter how many games you
Michael
win,
Penis.
no matter how many Super Bowl rings you get, you forever now will be known as Michael Penis.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I think that's it for us, man.
Fuck
that's
yeah.
Good
show.
That's a good way to go out.
Great show.
The triumphant
Back to
return of the
YouTube.
Crimson Bears. The
Yes.
triumphant return of EOR Podcast. Back to you.